You know what's fascinating about ancient wisdom? The story of Abraham negotiating with God over Sodom shows us something profound about standing up for others, even when we have nothing personal to gain.
The way you frame that makes me think about how rare that kind of selfless advocacy is today. What drives someone to put themselves on the line for complete strangers?
Well, when you look at the details, Abraham wasn't just making casual requests, he was systematically advocating for an entire city, starting with 50 righteous people and working his way down. It's like he understood something fundamental about both divine justice and human nature that we're still trying to grasp today.
Hmm, that reminds me of how this connects to that parable about the shrewd manager reducing people's debts. Both stories seem to be exploring this delicate balance between justice and mercy.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. And you know what's really interesting? Both narratives show different approaches to intercession, Abraham being direct and honest, while the manager uses this more strategic approach, but they're both essentially about creating connections and advocating for others.
The way these ancient stories remain relevant is quite remarkable, like they're providing a blueprint for navigating complex moral situations.
Speaking of modern relevance, isn't it fascinating how these principles connect to practices like praying for the dead around Halloween? We've largely turned it into this commercial holiday, but the underlying spiritual significance is still there. This idea of remembering and caring for others beyond our immediate circle.
Well, that's such a thought-provoking observation about Halloween. We've transformed what was essentially a Memorial Day into something completely different.
Right? And what really strikes me is how this concept of praying for others represents one of the most fundamental expressions of love we can offer. It's not just about the act itself, it's about this deeper commitment to caring for people we've never even met. Like, how revolutionary is that idea still today?
The depth of that transformation really comes through when you consider how it changes our perspective on relationships and community, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And here's what I find most compelling. Whether we're looking at Abraham's bold intercession or the practice of praying for others, including our enemies, it all points to this fundamental truth about human interconnectedness. We're not just isolated individuals, we're part of this vast web of relationships and responsibilities.
So, when you put it that way, these principles could really reshape how we approach our daily interactions with others.
You know, that's exactly right. And what's particularly fascinating is how this kind of intercession creates a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. Whether we're praying for the living or the dead, advocating for strangers or enemies, we're participating in something that transcends our immediate experience.
The implications of that are pretty profound when you think about how it might reshape our understanding of community and responsibility.
And perhaps that's the most important takeaway from all of this. These ancient stories and practices aren't just historical artifacts or religious obligations. They're showing us a way to live more fully, to love more deeply, and to participate in something much larger than ourselves. Whether through prayer, advocacy, or direct action, we're all called to this work of intercession in our own unique ways.